In 1987, under a scorching December sun, in the Paddington Women's Hospital of Sydney, a young woman named Judy awaited the birth of her first son. Later that day, a star was born.
I think the biggest thing for us in our business is discipline. We have 5 rules that we live by, and one of those is do what you say you're going to do, even when nobody's watching, and that's what it comes down to. Before real estate, I was an explosives tech in the mining industry, and then suddenly when I was looking for something that I could do at home with the family, jumped into a big franchise, and what I realised was that in the end the sale process was coming down to who marketed the property better and who negotiated better, and the results that we were getting were not anything to do with the fact that our office was down the road, but it was that we were getting the right people through the door and we were doing a really good job of creating urgency and negotiating excellent prices. There is so much real estate marketing out there right now that people are turned off. They're getting stuff in their letterbox every single day. We use an AI algorithm on social media that takes all the details of the property, scrolls through all of Facebook's data, and that translates into targeting the right buyers that are looking for that property at the time. That's exactly what people with their busy lives right now, that's what they want. In my personal life, I race triathlon. A lot of us are very obsessive, we're very perfectionistic, and we're very much about challenging and looking for that extra way to push that extra bit. And I bring that to work. It's about being at every photo shoot to make sure that it's 100%. It's about following up every single buyer constantly to make sure that we've squeezed every little bit that we can, because that's what we do, that's what we're here for. At Lumsden Agency, our goal is to change the industry. And I'm really excited to see the growth that we get from the next few years, helping more and more clients with that personal touch and that attention to detail. And when more and more agents catch on, we will change the industry. Thank you. So obviously, as you can see from that video, there's 2 things that I can talk for hours about, and that's real estate and triathlon. It's lucky my wonderful wife isn't here because she's sick of hearing about both of them. But I will try and keep the real estate to 10 minutes today. So what I'm presenting on is the sky really falling in real estate? That video was pretty much a summary of what we do and how we do it. I will touch on that a little bit, but essentially I just wanted to start a little bit with people, what are we seeing in the media right now? Now, this Google search took me 0.39 seconds, and I think I clicked on the first 3 pages, and these were the headlines that came up. So a lot of words up there: fear, horror, a lot of negative stuff up there. People always ask me, what's happening with the market and where do you see it going? And what I always say is read the media, because that's what people see and that's their perception of what's happening. There are a lot of economic factors right now that are contributing to this sort of stuff. Obviously, we've all heard about interest rates, we've all heard about a lot of things, but is it what we're really seeing on the ground? What we're really seeing is that since the start of 2020, house prices, even right now with the little drop that we've seen, are still up by over 20%. In Sydney, you can see the little correction at the top there, and you can see all the other little corrections there. I'm sure the media would have been running the exact same scare campaign through all those little corrections. We do have little drops, obviously, as we go along. Otherwise, you can see those ups would be pretty unsustainable. But what we are seeing right now on the ground is increase in auction clearance rates, which is a big factor in people's perception of what's happening in the market. We're seeing buyers come back to the market. We're seeing a lot of less stock on the market because a lot of people are scared about what the media is saying, so they're not putting their homes on the market. And those sorts of things are really driving. I wouldn't say that we're seeing an uptick yet, obviously, but it's certainly coming to an end of a drop. Sydney house prices in the last quarter increased by about 0.2%, so it's certainly stopped from the drop right now. Somebody told me once, in terms of when's a good time to buy, that people who try to pick the bottom usually just end up with smelly fingers. But I didn't really want to put that up there. So what do we do and how do we do it? If you look at certain news articles, they would say that we don't do a lot. If anybody wants a good laugh, there's 14 pages of real estate articles on the Batuta Advocate website. These are just a couple that I grabbed. What we actually do is we get great results for our clients through the use of engaging and creative marketing campaigns, like I said. Can anybody tell me who this is? Kim K. What's she famous for? for being famous. She's famous, she's popular for being popular, and that is the phenomenon that we create with people's properties. If people walk into an open home and there's nobody around, even if it's their dream house, psychologically they go, other people don't like it, there's probably a reason why I don't like it, it's not for me, thanks, and they walk out. If they walk into an absolute dump and there's 6 other people that are already asking for contracts and bringing their builders through, the place is popular, then they feel like, oh, it's popular, I need to get it, this is happening. So there's a lot more urgency, there's a lot more competition, and obviously that gets better results for our clients in the end. A really good representation of that, if anybody was around in 1989, I had to cut this down a little bit, obviously.
Oh God. Oh. I'll have what she's having.
That's how we make people feel. People want the property because other people want it. If nobody else wants it, they don't want it. It's just the way that it is. I want to talk about our perfect referral. Now, what you'll see up there is that it's not a property and it's not a location. Our perfect referral is people. We deal with people, we deal with emotions. And so the perfect referral is typically a couple between 35 and 50, could be older, but typically what we do is quite modern and quite cutting edge, and it doesn't resonate a lot with the older people who want a little bit more security, they want to feel a lot safer, they prefer to just go with the busiest agent down the road and get lost in that sort of machine, but they feel safer that way. So typically people that are 35 to 50 looking for something a little bit different, they're coachable, they understand the need of trusting us and letting us go through the process. You know, we don't just walk in and wave a magic wand and get great results. We're there to coach you for 3, 6, 12 months to set up the property, prep everything properly, get great marketing done, and then run a really good campaign. And so people need to be happy to spend the money on that. They need to be stylish, so they need to understand the need for presentation. And a really good example of what we do and who our perfect referral is, I'll end with a video.
I remember how desperate we were to get this house back nearly 28 years ago because of all the opportunities that the area gave us.
We're more sort of excited than nervous. The 2 of us in this house it's time to get a new challenge.
Yeah, give it to somebody else to love like we have for almost 3 decades, which is pretty remarkable. It's time for us to move to the next chapter for us, yeah.
7 Stamford Avenue in the beautiful suburb of Cabarita. Before we commence, just a couple of formalities. Buyers, they are terms and conditions of our auctions. Very quickly, briefly, I'll touch on the property one last time before I hand it over to you registered buyers to find out who the next homeowner will be.
Alex was saying to us yesterday, you know, the only reason you need to be nervous is when you haven't put the effort in and the work in, and we've done all of that ourselves with our prep, but also with the great sales campaign that Lumsden agency put together with the video and the great photographs, so we've been really happy.
This is the first time that this property has been offered in somewhat of 27 years. It shows you that this is a quality location, this is a premier location, and it is certainly going to hold you in really good stead. 94, interesting strategy at $4,094,000, sir. Better buy and I like it, sir. This is quality real estate. You can see in the price we're at here. No better offer at $4,338,000, third, final, finished, or done. Ladies and gentlemen, huge round of applause, sir. Congratulations, well purchased at $4,338,000 on behalf of Lumsden Agency. Alex Lumsden, congratulations to our purchaser.
Oh,
now
amazing.
Stop shaking.
Stop shaking, yeah. It's amazing. Amazing result. Far exceeded any expectations.
The team had done all the work, and we felt confident that we were going to get a realistic price, and it's far exceeded the price that we would be expecting, so it's been remarkable.
And what are you doing tonight?
Out for dinner with friends, and probably a few bubbles, I'd reckon.
Probably won't be driving.
Yeah, we won't be driving.
There you go.